Bonjour everyone, and welcome to Tech Talks, the L'Oréal Professionnel hybrid masterclass accessible to all. This is where we decode trends and translate them into real salon services and help you turn those techniques into business growth and client loyalty. I'm Philippe Zemit, coming to you live from the beautiful headquarters of L'Oréal Professionnel, Le Visionnaire, in the heart of Paris. Coming up in this masterclass, we are diving into the gray hair revolution and showing you how to turn I am growing it out into a I'm never leaving my colorist with French blending, your new color service for salons. And who better to teach us this than the titan, the guru of gray hair, Jack Martin himself, with his total blending service that we will discover in a second. But that's not all. We'll also look at real solutions for gray clients with full technical take-through to create looks that women want. We'll also go through business money time with lots of tips coming from different stakeholders. And then finally, we'll go through the different techniques that you can see around the world. And so you'll be able to interact on the live, on the chat. And Iris, our chat manager, who's right behind the camera, will bring to Jack all the questions that you may have in order for Jack to answer it live. A big hello to all the artists that are participating into the watch parties in Milan, Edinburgh, Madrid, Barcelona, Istanbul, and many other places. Hello also to all the hair pros that are across the world, in Europe, in the USA, in the Middle East, and even in Asia. Be sure, by the way, to send us a video of your watch party, and you'll be showcased at the end of the Tech Talks. During the next 1 hour and a half, the live chat will be open. Please, we want to be proud. We want you to be proud. We want you to be successful. Once again, I repeat, send all your questions, and Iris will bring it up to Jack. Then, in order to really go further, I think it's time to really welcome on stage the one that is the one you're all waiting for, the guru of gray hair, the titan of techniques. Please welcome our global contributor, Monsieur Jack Martin. Jack, please join us.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, my dear.
Hello. Hi, Philippe. I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic.
Bonjour, tout le monde. How are you guys? Welcome. Thank you for attending. Thank you for having me, L'Oréal Professionnel.
Thank you for coming with us. That's a very good choice and a good opportunity.
Absolutely.
For all the pros to discover all your magic.
Thank you very much. I'm honored, really, to be in this situation. Absolutely. Thank you for all our pros, viewers who are watching us online. And I'm really grateful. I'm very honored to be in the headquarters of L'Oréal Professionnel, Le Visionnaire. It's a dream come true. Thank you.
If you have other dreams, let us know. We can manage
that.
Jack, I know that the audience already have like a lot of questions. I don't have the live, and I will drop you all the questions that our audience is asking you. But I already know, chatting with everyone, there's one question that is like burning everyone's lips. How did it all start?
It's a great question. Everybody asks me that question. And you know what? I never planned anything in my life. But what I know for sure that I work from the bottom of my heart. I'm very passionate about what I do. But one client approached me years ago, a little bit over 10 years ago. You know, she was getting ready to go retire, you know, and she had a root grow of like 2 inches, completely white, and she had the previously colored hair dark, almost like black. And I was well known in social media, and I was a little stylish at that time, that I brought a lot of clients from dark to blonde. So she thought by watching my social media, I could be the one that can help her. Even though I thought she was a little bit crazy of thinking of me this way, but I loved the challenge part of it, you know. If you have confidence on me, I have to show you my best. So I did ask her if she can give me about a whole day, you know, no distraction. Don't tell me you have a doctor appointment in 2 hours. And then if you pay me $1,000, which is the first $1,000 I will make from one head, and also if you expect that you might end up leaving my salon with a pixie cut, that's a possibility. So she agreed on all these conditions, and she signed the consent. And within 7 hours, she was completely silver blonde.
Okay, it's the first of a long list.
I posted this on Instagram. I was on 20,000 followers. Within 48 hours after I posted, I jumped to over 100,000.
Oh, that's the magic one.
Unbelievable transfer.
Okay. Amazing.
That was the transformations of my career, that first transformation.
I have a question, which is, it's not on the chat.
That's your own
one. That's my question. I know you've been doing like the transformation of like several celebrities, but two are to me like a bit more intriguing. The Jane Fonda one and the Andy McDowell, who was like, oh, of course, with all the guy of my age, Andy McDowell was like, an icon.
She is an amazing lady.
How did all this happen?
Well, to be honest with you, I have no connection with Hollywood at all, you know. And I did not even expect that, but their managers contacted me.
Okay.
And at one point, I thought somebody's making fun of me. I did not take it seriously.
Okay.
But then I come to find out that it's a serious request, and I'm honored. And at the same time, I love what I do, and I want to deliver a message to the whole world through somebody. And who can be better than Jane Fonda, walking on the stage of the Oscar ceremony, you know, delivering a beautiful, authentic beauty message to the whole world. Like, look at me, I can be authentic, I can be natural, sure. I can blend my gray and still be beautiful. So she was an amazing message deliverer to the whole world for my work.
Fantastic. It's great. And it's great for the women empowerment that
Absolutely.
You can, you know.
And she's an activist lady.
Of course,
as well.
She's like, we've seen her like many times.
Exactly.
Jumping on the live, there's lots of hello, we love you, Jack. One is coming from your one and special, Min Kim, who's like partnering with you in the same global contributor team at L'Oréal Professionnel.
Hello, Ming.
Hello, Min, and hello also to Pupak, Magda, Joël, P, D. And there's a lot of people from like all around the globe, from Riga in Latvia, from Italy, from South Africa, also from New York, which is like extremely snowy. Romania, same as you. I guess like your team is on the live, guys. And I know also that someone else is on the live, Jack, I think it's Claire. Claire Leblaise is the global L'Oréal Professionnel brand president. And I know that she has a message delivered to you and also to our audience. So you know what? Mike, the mic is yours.
Bonjour everyone and welcome. I am Claire Leblaise, Global President of L'Oréal Professionnel, speaking to you from our Paris office. I am really happy to welcome you to this new tech talk dedicated to French blending. This new format of Masterclass, open and interactive, has been created for you hairdressers to share inspiration and deliver very concrete know-how you can use behind the chair every day. French blending is not just a trend. It's a new way to approach coverage, dimensional, natural, and grow-out friendly, and a way to create color that adds value to the salon experience. For this first Global Tech Talk, we are very proud to welcome Jack Martin. Jack is a world-class expert of transformation, blending, and modern coverage. For you, he will open up his playbook and share his vision, techniques, and tips. Thank you so much, Jack, for your generosity. So, wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us and enjoy this Tech Talk.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you. Very clear and strategic message, and I can't agree more that it is key services to provide to pros that are these French blending services. Why? Because like women desires has changed. They don't want all of them to cover grays, they want to blend them. So together with Jack, we've been developing 3 different services.
Absolutely. First, I want to thank Claire for her beautiful message. An amazing lady. I met her in LA. What a wonderful woman, you know, and I wish to meet her more often in the future.
Okay.
Going back to the 3 services we created with L'Oréal 3 services for you guys to cover all your clients' cases if they decided they want to go more natural. The first service, it's the first blending. And this service is for clients that they are starting to show some grays around their hairline, you know, and also in the back of the hair. This way, we can either, you know, continue with those silver strands to the length of the hair or just add some low lights to her natural color hair. And this is for clients that they have natural hair, and this is a great opportunity for you guys to recruit new clients to come in and become loyal and regular clients.
The second service, first blending, you said, is like recruit new clients that never did color before. Second,
the retouch blending. This is for your regular, this is where the money is. This is your regular clients, loyal clients for years. But you know what? They become to a point that they are so tired and sick of the harsh demarcation line because they go too dark to cover their gray, and their gray is showing more often and faster, you know, like within 2-3 weeks, those little monsters are showing, you know, and they will run to the salon, and now they need a little bit of break. So this is where you create a seamless, softer blending on their roots so they can have a little bit of a break between salon visits. Instead of 3 to 4 weeks, it could be 6 to 7 weeks.
Fantastic. But you have the client less often in the salon, but more happy clients.
More happy clients, more relaxing clients.
And service number 3, if I'm not wrong, is total blending, right?
Total blending, which is I've been doing for the past 10 years. Total blending is for clients that they have 60% of gray and more, and they are lost in their grays. They don't know how to manage it, what they do with it, and this is where your expertise is gonna jump in and help them to accept those grays and try to blend them seamlessly with the length of the hair.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. What we could also do is, like, we know you had already prepared some models.
Absolutely.
That are here, like, ready to join us. So let's discover first, maybe with like the Colombe, who's our first Colombe.
Yes.
You know that you've been doing the how-to with. So
this is for the first blending.
That's for first blending.
And we'll explain to you what we've done on this beautiful client.
Colombe, join us,
please.
And here we are. Please, Colombe.
Welcome. Wow. Every time I see you, I say, wow, what a beautiful hair you have, honestly. So Colombe, she has a starting around her face line, a money piece, we call it, or more like a grayish. So this way, we complement, if you see, we complement the pattern of her gray in her roots, and we add it to the length to frame her face, to give her a little bit more brightness around her face. And for the rest, if you see how it's starting to be gray and she's natural, we added for those grays some low lights in the back. Let me get my, the cards.
The cards were, it was...
So, Comte, tell me, what was bothering you about your hair?
Oh, sorry.
And how do you feel now after this amazing transformations on you?
Well, thank you. The main thing is that I've started to have grays and white very, very early in my 20s. And I don't mind them, and I want to keep them. But as the years pass by, it was really starting to make me feel ashy, and the brightness was gone. So what I really wanted was to keep the whites, but with my blonde. And this
Love
is
it.
exactly what's
And
been
to
done.
blend them together
Yes.
for a seamless blend, like they are there, but they're not there. You
Absolutely.
understand what I mean? Because it blends beautifully with your hair.
I think it's because it goes all the way.
All the way down.
All the way
Absolutely.
down.
It's connected with your root pattern. I love it.
And so the growth now is very natural.
Absolutely.
I love it.
It's so hard to see that it's not natural. I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You look awesome.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, excuse me. I was like disturbing. I promise I will behave
that
well.
card.
Thank you very much, my dear. Thank you, Colombe. Thank you, Colombe. You want to keep the mic?
I'll keep the mic.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Give it back to me afterwards, right? Fantastic. So we've seen our first model, which was first blending. Then we're going to see our Linda, our second model, with retouch blending. And Linda, would you mind to joining us, please?
Thank you.
Please pay attention to this and have your seat.
Hello, Linda. You look gorgeous. Look how shiny your hair is. Linda is our retouch model. She's really tired of coloring her hair so dark, and then within 2 to 3 weeks, her gray is showing, and it's really bothering her. So we decided to bring her couple shades lighter for seamlessly blend it with the rest of the hair. This way, the hair will grow out more naturally, more seamlessly, and she has a little bit more break between salon visits. This is for your regular clients. This is the breadwinner clients, guys. Honestly, concentrate on them and make them extremely happy. How do you feel, Linda? Tell me what was bothering you and how does it feel now?
Ok. Avant de découvrir le French blending, ma routine coiffeur, c'était des rendez-vous assez réguliers chez le coiffeur, donc toutes les 2 à 3 semaines, parce que j'avais rapidement cette ligne de démarcation qui me complexait énormément.
I'm going to translate. No, I'm going to translate. So Linda is saying that before French blending, her routine was to go every toutes les 2-3 semaines?
Oui.
Every 2-3 weeks to the salon, because she was quickly having like that harsh demarcation lane, which was bothering her and was giving her a lot of complex, and she wasn't feeling good about this.
Donc j'essayais de camoufler ça avec des bandeaux, des foulards, des serre-têtes.
So I tried to camouflage this and to hide this a little bit with bands or with like you know, with how would you say a bandeau in English? I don't even know how to say the name. Say it again.
Headband.
With the headband. Thank you very much. Now it's
The
you
headband.
helping me to translate you. Like I love it. That's an amazing. That's a great relationship.
Headband to hide her roots.
Exactly. To hide the roots, yeah. And
Maintenant, avec le French blending, ma repousse est beaucoup plus harmonieuse. Je peux espacer les rendez-vous chez le coiffeur avec beaucoup moins de stress parce que ça se voit beaucoup moins.
oh, now with French blending, the regrowth is way more harmonious and seamless, so I can space out a little bit my visit to the salon, and more importantly, I'm way less stressed about this, which is, I
love
think,
it.
what we all
That's
looking
the purpose.
for. That's
Absolutely.
The purpose.
And for Linda, for the retouch blending, we used on the roots equal amount of NOS 6 plus 6.1 with 20 volume developer. For on the length and the ends, we used Lite 7.01 plus 9 volume developer.
Okay. So as we can see, like you didn't do like a full 6 Inoa
No.
roots length and end in order not to have like that too even
Absolutely.
color.
Absolutely. And you can still, you know, see through a little bit of gray, but it's not that obvious to the eye. Exactly. And this is when she starts washing her hair, and when she starts growing it, it will blend perfectly with her new roots coming out.
Fabulous.
Gorgeous.
6 and 6.1.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thanks,
Thank
Linda.
you very much.
Thank you,
Linda.
thank you very much, Linda. And I think then like we're going to discover your third and last model for this campaign.
It's for the total blending, and that's also a breadwinner for all the salons and the stylists,
yes,
because it takes a longer time and you charge more for it. But the client she has like 60% and plus percentage of gray,
yeah,
and she will come back for retouch about 3 to 4 times a year.
Okay. Please, let's welcome Hélène, our model for this afternoon Tech Talk, for this live, please. I'm always afraid because like the wheels up.
Hello,
there we
Hélène.
go.
You look beautiful.
Can I give you the mic?
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. The same thing, Elaine, she has a little bit of hairline around her hairline. I mean, blonder and more silver. So we connected her roots to the whole around the face to blend it and give her more like a face framing. And also what we did in the back, we added some highlights to where there is more silver, and we added some low lights to where there is more low lights in her own natural roots. And look how gorgeous and how seamless is her results.
There's a question here just popped up onto the live.
Go ahead.
If I may, I interrupt you.
Go ahead.
And it's a question that we already had a little bit this morning or earlier today. What if a client like Hélène wants to go back?
Wants to go back to cover the gray?
Yeah.
Well, it's achievable.
It's achievable.
Absolutely.
Did it ever happen to you?
It did not happen to me.
Never.
Never. Because honestly, when the clients approach me, they are 100, and I'll make sure when I do a consultation that they are 100% sure they are going this route and there is no comeback. It's not that they cannot come back, but I want to make sure, because me as a stylist, when I do a silver transformation or a French blending, it's hard for me to see the clients coming back.
Of course.
Or changing her mind. So I want to make sure when I do the consultation that she's 100% sure about it.
Okay.
I mean, you look gorgeous. Tell me exactly how you felt before and how do you feel now?
Well, I try to speak in English.
Yes.
Before, I had 4 colors on my hair. It was white, yellow, brown, and gray. So I didn't
Many
feel,
shades.
Yes, I didn't feel comfortable. So I did some light on my hair.
Highlights?
Highlights. And it was not very nice.
Same.
And now I'm really happy because this is my own colors that in my own hair.
Yeah.
And I keep my white hair because I like very much my white
The face
hair.
framing.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's more
Glamour.
yes,
Glamour and trendy.
And the blending is really good. You know, I feel more comfortable and more confident.
Confidence.
Yes.
I love that. That's exactly why we are doing the French blending, is to rise the confidence in clients.
Yes, great.
Jack, there's a question on the chat on, could you repeat the formula you used?
Absolutely.
Which product did you use?
For total blending, for the highlights, we did the purple lightning balm plus 30 volume.
Okay.
For the lowlights, we did the Dia Color 6 plus 15 volume.
Okay.
The toning Dia Light 9.13 plus 9 volume.
Of the activator. That's
Exactly.
amazing.
Beautiful.
You're gorgeous. Thank you very much, Hélène. I'm going to take the mic again. Thank you very much.
You look great.
We're going to remove this. And I think that now, Jack, if you're okay, I don't think there's any big question. There's a lot of gorgeous, amazing transformation here on the chat. How much is the maintenance for a woman? Like how much? Like how many times, or how do you maintain? How Hélène can maintain the hair?
Absolutely. There is maintenance at the salon after a while, but at the same time, there is maintenance to send the clients home with by explaining to her, educate your client while you are working on her hair that, you know, she has to really eliminate very hot tools, you know, to wash her hair once a week, to wash her hair with cooler water, not very hot water, so she can eliminate going too brassy, you know, using the purple shampoo, using the right product, you know, from L'Oréal. I mean, you are her education. I mean, we educate our clients how to maintain it. And then within maybe 8 to 12 weeks, she will come back for a full retoning,
okay,
you know,
okay,
and see what the hair needs, you know. I mean, you're the artist, you're the one who's gonna assess what she needs when she comes back, because there is no two hair will fade the same way. Every hair will fade differently. Yeah. So you have to bring her back and assess her hair and gives her what her hair needs.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I think there's like one step that everybody would like to see now is the way you do the placement in colors on total blending. So on total blending, here we have our amazing dolly head. There's like, I think, different sections, and you've been already doing like
we've done the back, and now we're gonna do this section over here to show everybody.
Okay.
But I wish I can go this way because the sun is a little bit in my eye.
So I'll take the sun. I'm very happy like being
I'm so sorry, my friend.
I love it, don't worry.
Okay. Maybe we can we go this way? Is that okay if I start this way?
Can you all see like it perfectly, guys? Yeah?
Yeah? Okay.
Fantastic.
Perfect. Let me get ready.
So 2 seconds for the master to be ready is... Jack, up, like you take your bespoke apron and the maintenance, the formula. That's it. Okay. So actually, there's the audience. I'm talking to the régie, to the production. Lots of the people would love to see again the formula for the total blending. So if you can have like on the screen again that formula, that would be great. Thank you very much. You have it now on the screen, as I can see in front of me. That's wonderful. So take a screenshot, and you'll get the formula
as well.
Yeah. But at the end we will recap all the formula. If you're okay.
Yes, we will.
Works for you?
Definitely.
Fantastic. I'm looking at all the questions you are sending us here, either on Instagram, either on Access or on LPS or L'Oréal Partner Shop. Please don't hesitate to send some questions. I think there's lots of love from everywhere, from South Africa to USA to Brazil to Canada as well. So there's a lots of different messages. Thanks for all the love that you're sending to us. I know it's not to me, I know it's to Jack, but still...
no, everybody loves you too,
Still,
Philippe,
thank you very much. Still, I feel like engaged, you know, I feel engaged.
Well, we love you.
Jack, thank you. It's reassuring. Thank you very much. Jack, now the floor is yours for your demonstration of total blending.
Absolutely. Okay.
Don't remember, we have, for all our audience, you're going to see it's very close. As you can see, we have like one camera here.
Yes.
And remember, our audience is on that one. And 3, 2, 1, the floor is yours.
Perfect.
Prepping.
Prepping and sectioning is very important.
Right.
I was going to show you one. I mean, everybody knows Airtouch, right? You guys all know Airtouch. You can implement the Airtouch technique into your French blending. It's going to look seamless because I tried it in my studio, and the results were phenomenal. And to me, it looked like an ombre, gorgeous. But you can manipulate this technique to the desired color of the client. You can add more low light, you can add more highlight. It's up to you or to the clients what she wants. So, as you see,
So you're removing a part of
you're
the hair.
removing the natural, because always the hair has a natural short layer and a natural long layer, as you see. So what I would do, I would clip this top layer, and I will take this bottom layer,
Okay, very nice. And then you're going to apply.
I will apply the low light on that natural layer.
So the dia light.
The dia light, absolutely.
No, the dia color.
The low light. And you can go a little bit up by feathering your brush.
What do you mean by feathering the brush?
Feathering means don't
Ends.
be too harsh. Sweep it.
Okay. Okay.
Like balayage.
Like a balayage.
Like a balayage, sweep to sweep.
Okay. I'm talking to our audience here. Of course, if you have any questions, you remember we have the mic, so drop all the questions you want. If you have any problem with translation, we'll manage. So,
and then for this one, you just add the highlights from root to ends. Of course, if the ends are darker, you continue all the way to the ends. But in this situation, her ends are already been bleached and compromised, so we don't want to overlap and damage the hair. And saturation, as I told you earlier today, is the key for your beautiful results. And you can sweep a little bit down or feather a little bit down for a much better. Yes.
oh, the mic, excuse me. Thank you. Here it is, my dear.
Hello from Romania again.
Hello.
I have a question. If we can mix the Airtouch with baby lights or baby low lights in the same,
Like how?
like for contour, for example, Airtouch, and
Yes,
after that,
absolutely. As I told you, you know, it's your own technique. As long as the desired color for what the client wants is going to be seamless.
okay.
You know, be free to use any technique you want. But I'm just showing you where to put the low light, where to add the highlights for a seamless blend.
Thank you.
You welcome.
And another question, because you know sometimes you use highlights technique.
Highlight technique?
Yes. And you add shadow on the underneath. So when do you choose to use highlights, and when do you choose to use Airtouch technique?
Great question. The Airtouch technique, if the client would like more an ombre,
Okay.
if she would like more, the light is on the middle to her ends.
Okay.
This is where I choose
Okay.
the Airtouch.
Okay.
Compared to the other technique, which is the highlights and the lowlights, this is more like, you know, more like a blending, you know, not too much of one spot lighter than another.
Okay.
It's more like an even.
Okay.
More
And
like
when you want-
softer, more like natural look.
Okay. And more light from the roots also.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
So I jump because on the chat there's a same kind of similar question than
Yes.
Pierrick. There's a question here of asking, I'm going to give the name of Durban, asking like from how many centimeters of gray can we start doing a total blending? How many, the regrowth, must be beyond
at
2,
least,
3, 4?
At least, I mean, I would say with inches, at least 2 inches.
At least 2
you know,
inches.
2 inches, because you want to see the pattern. I mean, less than 2 inches, you're not going to be able to see what's the pattern of her gray roots.
Okay.
So it's very important, at least 2 inches.
Okay.
I mean, I do 4 inches because I really want to see well, But maybe younger people, they see better than me, I mean.
Okay. All right. Very good one. Very good one. So shall I answer? The younger you are, the shorter you can.
The less roots you need.
Okay.
See how beautiful is the 2 sections?
Fantastic. It looks very good on the camera. What is the recipe you're applying like here?
Well,
Jack?
I am applying a Dia Color 8 plus 15 volume.
Okay, that's for the low lights.
For the low lights. And for the highlights, I'm using the Purple Lightning Balm with the 20 volume.
Here you are. So there was another question on the chat, sorry, on that. So here we are. Okay, so yeah, Dia Color 8 and Purple Lightning Balm. Fantastic. Again on the live, lots of love.
I love them more. Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Again, shoot all your questions if you have any. Don't be shy. Please.
How do you blend the hair, the all color, when we have 10% gray hair in the front?
How much percentage?
10%.
Same percent.
10%.
Oh, some percent. Means 100%.
Yes, 100% in the front.
Okay.
And on the back, the natural hair.
Natural hair means?
No white.
No white.
No white.
No white.
So 100% here.
Here in the front.
And in the back is all natural.
All natural.
Okay. I would complement that 100% light, but I don't leave the back all natural. I would add some baby lights to balance it, because I don't want the client to walk in with white and black hair. Like in the back is black and in the front is white. It does not make any sense to me. But I will complement the front as white, but at the same time add to break that darkness and to blend the back with the front. But of course, I will tell the clients, I will get her permission, explain to her what I have in my mind, and explain why I'm doing that. And I'm sure you will get her approval, because she still wants to leave with a natural, beautiful color.
It's all about balance.
Absolutely.
Huh? All the time, it's about balance.
Absolutely.
Like giving depth with the color, with the low lights, and giving lights and shine with the highlights.
Absolutely. I mean, you are the client's eyes. She doesn't see what you see on her head. So you deliver the message, what's your plan you're going to do, and what she's going to look like, You can also choose a picture from a previous client that you worked on, and you show her what her hair is going to be closely similar to this photo.
A right image is always sometimes
Absolutely, they help.
Stronger than lots of words.
Absolutely.
We received a bit earlier some of a preview question, and some of the questions were about how much. Not how long or how many, but how much. So here starts the money talk. How much money do I put in my pocket when I do this type of transformation? Talking with fellows and friends, hairdressers, the invoice, the way we approach the pricing strategy sometimes is a bit tricky. So we have one of your friend who's online also watching us now, Ming from New York. Like, you know, where like the huge snowstorm is happening today. She's there.
She's home.
She's home, stay home and safe. And she has like a few video notes that maybe we would like to play for her to talk about pricing strategy. Please, Min, the mic is yours.
Hi, Jack. Hi, everybody. I know you're having the most amazing time with Jack's Tech Talk on French blending, but we know that as important as it is to learn amazing new techniques, we want to make sure that we're pricing and charging appropriately. So first up, you want to make sure that you have a consultation with every single client. So whether they're returning or if they're new. And it's especially important if they're new so that you know that you can be on the same page about what to expect and how to deliver those services. So after that, you're going to think about what type of menu do you offer for your services? How big is it? Is it too big? Is it too small? Are you charging appropriately? I constantly hear from stylists that they're not charging appropriately for transformations. So anything where you're spending more than 1 hour, you should be charging by the hour, whatever your full head price is. So these are little suggestions. You can take it with a grain of salt or try it, but it's something that's been working really well for me. And after that, you want to make sure that when you're talking about pricing, that you're confirming the pricing with a smile. So with anything, if you're exuding calm, confident energy, your clients are going to feel more comfortable. So I'm just curious, Jack, now, what is it that you used to do for charging that you're not doing anymore?
Thank you very much, Min, for this video note.
Thank you, Min.
Jack, you want to answer Min's question?
Absolutely. It's a great question. Thank you for asking that question because it will really help our audience, our artists. I used not to charge a deposit for my transformations. And I am an artist. This is my only job that I do. This is how I earn my living. And because of that, I start to charge now a deposit. The deposit has to be paid once the client book her appointment. And if she cancels 24 hours or less, or no show, which is always happens, then the deposit is mine, or it's for the salon, you know, and another deposit has to be paid in order to rebook her appointment. But at the same time, I would like to say that French blending is not just a regular service in a salon. This is more customized service, more elevated service, and all hairdressers, all hair pros, they have to charge for that, you know. Starting with the first blending, the retouch blending, and the total blending, we have to charge at least starting 10% up to 30%. It depends also where your location is. Are you in a big city that everything is expensive? Are you in a small town? You assessed how much you want to add on top of your price ticket based on the average income of your city. This is the best advice I can guys give you.
Fantastic. With different, if you want to keep on
Yes.
on showing your, if you keep on working a lot. If you want to keep on showing your magic, there's a thing I'd like to share that you shared with me.
Yes.
On first blending, how to charge a first blending, because basically we're going to see it in 2 minutes, but it's like different highlights inside your grays, and you told me it's same as a color, but it's like plus 20% more because there is like the bespoke approach, there is a diagnostic, there is like the real personalization of the work. The second was like for the retouch blending, when you say like that's kind of the really bread and butter of the service.
Absolutely.
It's what like really women are looking for. And here, compared to like a regular traditional color, you told me, you correct me if I'm wrong, but it's between also plus 10, plus 20% of a regular color application, because once again, you really, as we saw with our model, you remove the stress from your clients, and so this also is something to really charge for. And finally, for the total blending, I'm not talking about you. Okay, I'm not talking about your world in the capsule, in the Jack Martin's
don't take
world.
me as a standard.
No,
I'm not a standard.
We won't, but it's a bit more than a full head of balayage or full head of highlights, because it takes time. Basically, it's a service that you really provide to the client that is really unique.
Absolutely.
Am I correct?
You are absolutely correct. And your time as a pro, you are giving a customized, elevated service to your clients. You know, you have to elevate your prices at the same time. Remember, your time is money. Even when you do a consultation, in my opinion, I think you need to charge for a consultation, because your time is money. If you do 3-4 consultations every day,
absolutely.
I mean, you're wasting about 2-3 hours of your time, and you have to charge for that. You know, if they agree with you, then you can deduct the consultation price from
the service.
Okay. If she agrees not to continue with you, at least you made some money, not wasting your time completely.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Regarding the technique you're doing, do we still have, just for me to manage the time? And
yes, absolutely. I don't know how long we have left.
A bit, 5
minutes. Okay, I'll do
6.
another couple foils.
Okay. So if you want, there's also, remember after that there is like the mannequin head, the dolly head that you ask, that is like everything you don't want to see.
Absolutely.
On the result.
But are we going to do the first blending first, right?
I think as dolly head is connected to this one, maybe we can have a look at that first, if you're okay.
Yeah,
we can have a look at that.
I'll do this.
No problem. So you can finish the application, because I guess that, like, there's once again on the live, there's a lot of love. And there's a lot of jokes also. I guess you know your friend Jacob Can from Los Angeles.
Yes, I know Jacob. He is one of our creative contributor as well. Hello, Jacob.
Exactly. Same team as me and 15 other friends. So it seems like you have personal jokes. So I'm sorry, I'm going to pass on the personal jokes. Jacob had a dream last night, and then in his dream you had long flowing hair. So I don't know whether the jokes came between you guys, but he's wishing you to have one day long flowing hair.
Maybe I'm going to see him in April.
So,
and then we'll talk about it. We'll talk later.
Can I say something? He's going to the gym, huh?
No, I don't care. It's not about the muscle. It's about how strong is your brain.
Oh, so Jacob, there's a challenge for you waiting for you.
Give me a round of applause, please. It's the brain, not the muscle.
It's a brain. Right? Okay, so I'll let you talk with Jacob. I don't go with this.
I'll see him.
I'll see him. I'll see him. You're prepared. So we've seen, like, from top to bottom, like you have like 6 different sections. I see one little detail that you fold them differently, right?
Absolutely. I fold them differently to save myself time when I'm rinsing the hair. So the long ones are the low light, the short ones are the highlight. So I always try to pull, when it's all done, pull them this way, so I can take the whole sections in one area or in one hand, rinse it with the low pressure water until the water is clear completely.
Of course.
You know, and then check on my highlight foil. If it's done, I will add a little bit of soap on the low lights, you know, just to create a barrier between the
Of
two,
course, I get it.
because the bleach, when it touches, it might affect. And then I will rinse the lightener foils and ready
And
to...
et voilà.
Et voila, and
It's
ready to tone the hair and get it all done.
Talking about toning, can we have a look? Because you told me like this
Absolutely.
section was like the finished version. So that's
Yes.
the before and the after, right? So can I remove this?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's the before. As you can see, we have like specific for our audience. Maybe they don't see it like properly enough, but we have like 8 centimeters of natural. We're going to show that perfectly to the camera guy, to our dear friend. We have 8 centimeters of natural hair, so roots plus lots of like white hair, and we have here at the beginning we had like a lot of bleach segment on length and ends, and then so the result. You want to comment maybe what you've been doing?
The results is really seamless. A beautiful blending, a little bit lighter ends, as you see, because as I told you, it's the Airtouch that leaves more light, See, if you can see it this way. See how beautiful? You don't see a line of demarcation. It blends beautifully.
And
voila.
So here we have like the before,
and
we have the during, we have the after, and let me bring you the never.
Oh my God!
Right? This is like the never.
I can't even look
before,
at this.
Before, during, after, never. Okay.
We created this. Do not do in your salons. So we can warn you guys, because this is not blending, as you see. This is very blotchy, stripy hair color. Nobody likes to walk in the streets and feel confident and feel happy about their hair with this kind of blend. So this is totally opposite of what we are talking about today, the French blending. So I hope you get the message and you try to avoid those bigger chunks, stripy. You can always do a bigger around the hair line only, but everything else has to be blended seamlessly.
But Jack, excuse me to interrupt you, but there's a question from Benjamin on the chat, which is totally connected to this. So I jump in. When are you highlighting the grays? When do you decide to pick up the white hair, and when do you decide to pick up the dark pepper hair? So when do you decide to do highlights, and when do you decide to lowlights? Where do you place?
It depends on the client desire. Do you want to see more light on your roots? Then you can pick up her natural silver in her roots and turn them to highlight.
Okay.
Her pick up, so that's why you get the section, you look at it closely, and you pick up with the tail comb, tail comb, all the silver strands, and you highlight them to pop it up more, to bring more light to it.
So
if she wants to have more dimensions, then you can add on the other section, low lights. So it will be like low light, highlight, but in a very thin sections, so like salt and pepper.
I've jumped again. Sorry, there was another question like on the line, which is like, what is the pattern? Where do I place what? And people wants to have a drawing, but you explained earlier that there's no drawing because it depends on
each client has a different pattern. It's like each one has a different fingerprint.
Yeah.
You cannot find two ladies. They have the same pattern, gray pattern in their roots.
So to our audience and to our friends that are listening to us, actually, we cannot answer to you like, where do I put my
just follow it.
Follow, like read the hair. And
look at the strand, see where there is light. Use your eyes. See where there is light, see where is dark, and then follow it on the previously colored hair. If the client wants more colored areas or more highlight on the roots, then you start from the root down. But when you follow the pattern, that gray is going to connect to that blonde you are creating. And this is where the soft blending is going to be achieved.
Very good, very good, very good. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I think we are in the flow of our life, my dear. I think we're done with total blending. It's time to move on the recruitment service, which is first blending. All right. And so I'm going, we have our dear Shweta coming up with our new friend. The gray hair model. Here she is. Maybe I remove this for you.
So for first blending, you have a client.
Thank you very much.
That she has all natural hair. It could be salt and pepper. She could have a front silver piece. She could have more chunky silver and charcoal color, darker silver. But this one is mostly salt and pepper. And the best approach for this kind of client is she has a lot of silver gray, but it's not showing. Why? Because her low light is hidden. It's very thin. This is where we can add more low lights to the length by also teasing the root, because we don't want to create a line of demarcation. So when we create more low lights where the dark is, then all the silver in her hair will pop up and be brighter. So I'll show you a few strands, how to approach this. Again, if you guys want to foil the hair vertically, it's your call. Horizontally, it's your call. I cannot tell you how to work if you are used to a certain technique. But as long as you take thin sections and you follow where there is dark and where there is silver, then you're going to really have a great seamless blended results. So I will grab this section and I will look where there is dark. So I see there is a dark here. I see there is dark here and dark here and a little bit of dark here.
Fabulous.
So I will tease by raising the strand. And then I will put a clip on the teasing area, so it will stay teased.
Very nice.
Again, I'm using Dia Color 7 for the low light. So I'll saturate 3/4 of the strand very well, and when I go up closer to the root, I try to feather it because I really want seamless blend with the roots. So when she grow out her roots again, and when it's her time, she will have a seamless grow out.
Okay, very good.
If your client also, she feels around her face is a little bit boring, you know, and she wants some money piece around her face, you can create that for her. It's very easy, you know, by also giving her a little bit of a tease at the root so that money piece blends beautifully around her face. But you have to also tell her, this needs more maintenance, this area. you have to come every 3 to 4 months to retouch the new grow, to lighten the new grow, so the money piece, it's connected again to the rest of the hair.
Amazing. Amazing, amazing. There's a lot of questions still on the chat, Jack, talking about all the consultation. How do you place it in the agenda, which is not your case because you have your own way of working. But
I can answer them. What was the question exactly?
The question is from Curlick. I hope I pronounced correctly. Curlick Salon. Do you charge for separate consultation, which you already said yes, earlier?
You
charge
for the consultation.
And how long do you take in your agenda?
Okay.
To talk about,
After I do the consultation and I know what kind of hair I'm dealing with, the length, the thickness, how dark it is, then and how long it is, I can assess that this might need about 6 to 7 hours.
Okay. So you need to, it's a pre-rendezvous.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So that's why you consult, you determine, you tell the clients you need to be here for 6, 7 hours. Some clients, they don't like to sit for 6, 7 hours. You have to tell them through the consultation, So it's very important that you give the client all the details about her service.
She needs to know everything.
Absolutely. If the clients cannot sit for 6 to 7 hours, you can always start doing a partial French blending.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can cut the service into half, into 3 hours, by just doing her crown area.
What is visible?
What's visible. This is where she parts. This is where it's showing. And slowly, when she starts falling in love with the results, then you can do the whole head in the next time.
Great tips.
Yeah.
Great tips. Guys, you see, it's not necessarily 6 to 7 hours.
No.
We can go faster. We have a fast track. We have
You do a partial.
Okay, and easier. I'm sorry, I move back to the technique itself, but Das Stylist is asking, what is the point of blow drying the strand of hair? So when you did
it's an air touch technique. When we aim the air, it will separate, because I'm holding the whole strand. So when I'm aiming the air, all the short pieces will drop down into one section.
Okay. So it's a way to select.
Absolutely. It's a way to select, and it's a way to blend all the hair together.
Okay. Please.
I have a question about the retouch blending. If you use fundamental colors plus reflex color, or only fundamentals, or only with reflex color.
Okay.
You can use both, in my opinion.
Depends on what you have on the hair.
It depends on what you have in the hair. Absolutely.
Okay.
There is no, when it comes to coloring and techniques, there is no limit, in my opinion. When you have a creative mind, you can always, and those colors, please test them before you apply them on a client's hair. And test them. There is a lot of hair extension, human hair. There is a lot of human hair mannequin heads. Test to, knowledge, product knowledge is very important. You see what's the process is going to be, when it goes from, when you tone the hair, sometimes it goes into like a very warm oxidation stage. That scares everybody. Why? Because they never tested it before. And this is where they remove it fast and it's not even toned yet. So you know the process. And when somebody tells you, oh, look at this. Oh, no, this is how it's going to be. Just leave it 20 minutes and then it's going to change completely. Leave it the whole 20 minutes. So know your products.
Know your product. Then for the shades, of course, like you didn't ask my opinion, but I'm going to give it anyway, right? Am I allowed?
Okay.
Because I think I like to play with cool tones. in order to be sure that I don't have like the warm undertone that comes like after like 2, 3, 4 weeks. So playing with like 0.1 or the 0.2, depends of your natural level, is also a good option. But here, as you can see, with the models you've seen earlier, it was mainly fundamental shades. But I mean, when you go for like, because if you use only fundamental shades for color, overall color, you're creating like you're killing a bit the business of hairdressing because you're removing your added value as a pro. Okay, it's something that women could do in the supermarket. With such a high level of technicity here, you can play with the shades you want because you're pushing, as Jack was saying.
I'm sorry, he meant fundamental is the supermarket colors?
No. Oh. I mean, I'm talking if. Me, I'm always more in favor of using shades color because it shows our creativity and specificity and uniqueness in the hair industry versus supermarket are doing like 5, 4, 6 basic colors, which is great because people like it and it's fine. But so my answer for a global color, never use just a fundamental, but always play, for example, retouch blending, always play with shades that you can mix.
Absolutely.
The cool ones, and so it creates like a longer lasting result. Then for the low lights, in order to look at natural as possible, play with the natural fundamental or also the cool ones, the cool shades, in order to also preserve from the brassiness. Thank you. I think, speak in the mic so the audience can listen to you.
I was saying that also because some of natural base are also a little bit warm sometimes.
Or cool and something,
yes.
Exactly. But it's back to the point of Jack, I think. It's a service, it's not a technique, French blending. You really have to adapt to what you see and what you have onto the hair. It's not like a one-size-fits-all
formula.
But yeah, we talked about that earlier. And
I have a question. I just want to go back to the previous model you did. The technique you use, it matched because the color on the lens is lighter than the natural base. What's happened? What technique you use if, for example, on the lens, the color is darker than the natural base?
You lighten that.
So first you light.
First you lighten.
You bleach everything.
You bleach everything. And then you can do the Airtouch technique.
Okay, so you bleach, rinse, dry.
Absolutely.
And then you recreate the light and
everything.
The light.
Many times I rebuild the color from scratch based on the roots.
Okay.
And based on what the client wants. I would like a little bit more ombre. I want my ends to be a little bit brighter.
Okay. But first you bleach everything.
You have to. You have to bring it to a certain level, you know, to match the rest of the hair.
So finally, when it's dark, you create what's happened on the dolly head.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very high-level technical questions here.
Very, very. I mean, those services, as I told you, are custom. It's like you're going to a tailor and you're getting a custom suit. It costs you more, but it fits you perfect. So.
Talk about costs. I think there's an opportunity here to drop for our audience and online or offline a quick replay. It's a video that we've been broadcasting in October, the last 7th of October 2025, when Bernie Oichus was hosting his session here of the Tech Talk together with Maddie Cook. Maddie Cook, you can follow her on the socials. Her Instagram is Boss Your Salon. And Maddie is a coach on how to improve your profitability and your pricing in a salon. She's based in the UK. And what I do propose to each of you is to have a quick view at all at what she said, during her live. So please, guys, let's play the replay. This is replay.
When we get very, very good at articulating the value in what we do, and we don't justify the cost becomes less and less important the more we articulate the value. I think that we sometimes find it difficult or are attracting clients where they are so bothered about the price because we just haven't done a good enough job of sharing about the value. If all the client sees when they are comparing your price against someone else's is the price, that is going to be hard because someone will always work for less than you, even if you charge like 10 euros, someone will charge 9, right? So that's why we have to, when we're talking about our prices and our services, also talk about the value.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Maddie. I'm looking at all the questions on the chat. Everything that I receive here on the phone. It's right that there's a lot of questions about pricing, about profitability of the service. I think to take back the words of Maddie, what is important to keep in mind is that the service you're going to charge to your client, how do you estimate the price that you're going to charge? Many times the mistake is to think only about what are your costs to perform this service. And honestly, the cost is not enough because you're not here to work for zero. Then you have your little margin. You're great, but you're sometimes very shy with the margin. To be profitable, the message of Maddie and that we would like to share with you is to be able to charge what your consumer is perceiving as the right value, not only what is important for you to cover as cost. Of course, you can have the cost of the product, your time, the water, the electricity, the insurance, the location, and so on. Okay, that's one thing. That's a base information. It is important to have an approach, more confidence, more strong, more daring, more bold, in order to be sure that you really have a strong signature service. We were saying that as a recruitment tools, having like this first blending service was for a color plus 20%. Why not? But if you think you want it to become your real service, signature service, you need to be able to charge a bit more to be famous, like Jack is for total blending, charging for like a very high amount of money, but for very, very powerful transformation.
Absolutely. That takes about, 6 to 12 hours, So definitely I have to charge.
Of course, and you need to make money.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're not here only to please people, right?
No.
When you're a hairdresser, it is important. We're not here only to please women. We have to please women, but we also have to please our family.
Of course. I mean, our priority is to do a great job and make the client happy. Then when you go that system, the money automatically will come in. When everybody is happy, they're going to pay you, and they're going to pay you a lot, and they're going to tip you a lot as well, So it's all connected. Good job, money.
Average job,
bad job,
average money.
File bankruptcy.
Easy to get. Please.
A question about the technique you are doing, about the maintenance, because we know that warm. So how you will maintain this technique in 3 or 4 months, for example, when she will come back in the salon?
Absolutely. You welcome her back. And obviously, it's going to be, the low light's going to be very obvious.
Yeah.
So you follow the same section.
Okay.
You take those strands into foil and you tone them a little bit cooler to remove all that warmth from it.
So finally, the maintenance, it's also a hard work, the same as the first time.
Absolutely hard work, but also it depends,
When I say hard, I don't say boring.
No, it's a hard work. I mean, there is nothing not hard in our career. Everything is hard.
Yeah.
Balayage is hard. Cutting is hard, So you have to spend at least, 2 to 3 hours for maintenance when the client comes back.
That's for the big one, for this time of service. But also, there's a question on the chat who's a bit like linked to yours on the maintenance. But the question is from Ibaria. Why do you use Dia-Lite and Dia-Color on low lights? We answered that question earlier this morning on the chat. So can I jump in? So I give you a bit of time to move ahead. The question, Ibaria, sorry, I hope I pronounced it correctly, is that it depends on what your client wants. If you want to use like a Dia-Lite on natural hair, you will have a very quick fading, but with me, that's also what she wants. If you want to do your lowlights in dia color, you will have like a deeper print of your color, so your color will be more visible. You will also have more depth. And so as a maintenance, as Jack will be already colored, you can use with thicker sections Lite that will bite, that will be visible only on the previously colored strand. So with this, you save time, you make her client more safe, and so you can also be more profitable because you will play with different technology. One being acidic, the other, no, acidic being like strong on hair or pre-lighted hair, and a bit less temporary or easy to live on natural hair. There is, there is also another question of Benjamin, who already asked a previous question earlier.
Okay.
And he's starting by saying, sorry if this is a stupid question. Benjamin.
There is no stupid question.
This does not exist. This doesn't exist. We don't have code. But when you do a blonde.
No.
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 So Benjamin,
I wouldn't, because again, I want it to fade.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be permanently. That's why I don't add a fill to it. I want it to be there, but it's not there. Like you see it, so it's gonna fade, and the client can come back and you can add that to her hair again.
Okay, okay. And Rand is asking, what is, to your opinion, your taste, your favorite shades, color shades to use to achieve the best silver? What are, or maybe if it's not a shade, maybe it's a family that you really like.
I like always the cooler tones.
The cooler.
The cooler tones will match the silver tones, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm more a cooler tone guy on my clients because the two tones will last the client a little bit longer. Versus if I color her hair with the warm tone, then she goes and she styles it and she washes it, then it's gonna be warmer on the long run. So that's why cooler tone will last the client a little bit more time, not to fade too warm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Karen is asking, I found that the cool ash tone fades quickly, and even on clean, light ash base, it fades warm. Fades quickly, how can we stop this? It's a very tricky one, I have to say, because we're talking about that with clients with...
I'll tell you,
on the beach.
I found out with my years of working that when I add a cooler tone to already bleached areas,
yeah,
cooler tone low lights,
yeah,
because I'm putting it on already toned and bleached. There is nothing warm underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna really wash out to beautiful, beautiful,
okay. Okay.
natural to cooler tone.
Okay, fantastic, fabulous.
You understand my point?
Of course I do.
Yes. So, but when you add your cooler tone to already warm, you know, and you have to be careful how you tone the warm. If you tone it...
Neutralize it.
Neutralize it, no. If you tone it, like if you have level 8 and you tone with 9,
yeah,
definitely it's gonna, with one wash, it's gonna go. Mm. So you have to tone it with either the same level or one shade darker.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Last question from, oops, excuse me, it just came down, from Dondo. Last question from Dondo. How does this apply on Asian hair? What would be specific to Asian hair for the same technique?
It depends the percentage of gray.
Yeah.
Again, I know Asian hair is very wiry, very strong.
Yes.
And very straight, you know. If she has 50% and more gray, mm-hmm. We need to lighten the hair by taking very thin sections, because mm-hmm. still, I mean, the pigment of Asian hair is very dark.
Yeah.
So by taking thin sections, you are going through the layers faster, mm-hmm. you know, and you will achieve the desired light color much faster.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm done with the questions. If you still have some few questions, the chat will be still open in like the next 5 minutes. Anyone has more questions here on the chat? On the chat, excuse me. On the set, on the chat. On the set. Okay, Mike is here, available for all of you. You're done with your model?
Yes, I'm done with my model.
Thank you. Thanks to you, Jack.
Thank you. And now, if we can recap everything we've done and welcome our models to the stage here.
That would be perfect. So please, Colombe, Linda, and Hélène, please join us. Thank you.
Wow. So our first blend model, as I told you, we did a beautiful face framing and we did a lot of low lights to make her hair pops up. As you see, the shine and the glamour, it's like unbelievable. And our beautiful client here, she's the retouch model. For the first blending, we did low lights, Dia Color 8, 15 volume developer. For the toning, Dia Lite 8.1 with the 9 volume developer. For our second model, the retouch blending, we did low lights, Dia Color 8 plus 15 volume. And we did, for the toning, Dia Lite 8.1 plus 9 volume. As you see, you still have a little bit of a sheer silver on her roots, but it's not very obvious to the when she out in about 5 to 6 weeks, it will blend beautifully with her roots.
Fantastic.
And for our final model, which is the retouch blending, we did on her roots, for the total blending, we did highlights, purple lightning balm plus 30 volume. We did low lights, Dia Color 6 plus 15 volume. For the overall toning, we did Dia Lite 9.13 plus 9 volume. And look,
like this morning, amazing hands-on session that we had here under the La Coupole at the Visionnaire in the heart of Paris. Jack, it has been a pleasure, not only to discover your technique, but also to discover your universe, your world, and also the human that is behind that Instagram profile, very successful, of Jack Martin colorist. Please. You're surprised every week by incredible transformation.
Thank you.
For looking at what's happening at L'Oréal Professionnel, what are the next rendezvous that we have together? Well, the next Tech Talk is not happening for once in Paris. It's the first Tech Talk that we're going to export elsewhere, and we're going to still be together, my dear.
In New York.
New York, exactly, on April the 19th. So you will all receive your connection link. Please connect as many as you can. It's for free. So why not doing it? You will have access again to Jack discovering his techniques, his tips and tricks. This will be hosted on April the 19th in New York City. And you want more? Here it is for more. April 27th, the following Monday, will be here. Not anymore, Jack, but I'm sure you'll be. Maybe we should invite you and be on the chair.
I would
be
love
a guest.
to. I would love to.
To support 2 international artists. Well, the one and only that you've seen earlier, Ming Kim, that I don't think we need to present Ming Kim anymore. Everybody knows her now. So she's part, of course, of the global contributor crew. She'll be here and she'll be in a duo with Nancy Stripe, an incredible gray hair artist from that global gray hair community. She'll be here also to share with you her way of working, her tips, her professional insights in order to help you to be proud and successful for being a hair professional. Thank you very much for your attention. Thanks for all the interaction and your participation. We are looking forward to see you on April 29th. Stay tuned, L'Oréal Pro on Instagram. Tomorrow is the reveal of the Style and Color Trophy Grand Finale winner. Big day tomorrow for some of you. Thank you a lot for all the participants that are here behind that you don't see, from l'Ensemble Média, from my incredible team. I would like to say thank you to Shweta Sahani, who's here behind. You know what, girl? Let's come. You're not going to like
Absolutely.
it, but like, let's
Please
come. Let's come. Like,
we want to show all the heroes
you have to come
behind
with
the
us.
cameras.
We have to come. I want to say thank you. First one coming in is Iris Boyer. She's our chat manager. So she's the chat manager. Shweta is in charge of all the coloring. Tina is in charge of coordinating everyone, and Iles is in charge of, look at that amazing family pictures.
Absolutely.
We also have our two friends that are hidden because they don't want to come, I guess, with Johnny and Sebastiano. We wish you a fantastic week, and we wish you all the best. Looking forward to see you soon on the Tech Talks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Enjoy life.
Thank you. Bye-bye.